Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today playing some of the new Monster Jam game, Monster Jam Steel Titans. A game that I've actually been quite enjoying, I have to say. We will start off with a few things to note. First of all, I was sent a copy of this one. Thank you very much to the developers for sending me this. Second of all, there was, I believe, a fairly highly regarded PS2 Monster Jam game. However, I never played it. I don't have any particular nostalgia for Monster Jam stuff in general, and likewise my knowledge of monster trucks is limited. I mean, they're cool. I've seen them a few times. They are awesome vehicles and everything, don't get me wrong, but I know very little about them, so there's a chance some of my ignorance might end up showing through about this sort of motorsport and whatnot. I say motorsport shows, and I don't know too much about them. I just know they're pretty crazy pieces of engineering. So, yeah, that's that out of the way. As I said, I have been enjoying my time. I have been enjoying my time with this game. There's no doubt about it. Oh, that's gone very wrong! Help! Might be able to... Almost. You know what? We'll just keep the throttle down. Everything will be fine. Well, this was something I was going to talk about, but you know what? While we've just freaked everything out, let's start with the physics, shall we? At the end of the day, that is a pretty damn important part of any sort of driving game, whatever sort of driving game it might be. So let's discuss the physics of this game. Now, I wasn't expecting a full-on monster truck simulation, let's be honest here. Oh, I am a turtle. I'm a stuck turtle. Yeah, I was not expecting a full-on monster truck simulation. It is mostly alright to drive. Occasionally, the physics gets very angry. With these all-wheel steer, all-wheel drive, very powerful trucks, as you see there. It's most noticeable when flipping around and, well, things going a little bit wrong, shall we say. And yeah, when you've got wheels trying to put power down at funky angles, sometimes the truck just spirals wildly out of control. And it's entertaining to watch, however, it does happen a few too many times, shall we say. There are also times when, I mean, you might have noticed the bodywork on this is now starting to flap around. The bodywork can fall off. I've had a couple of times where I think bodywork has got glitched and stuck through the floor and really pinged the truck around. It gets, at times, quite crazy. It's not constantly, and there is a nice balance. On the most part, it's fun enough to drive around. However, yeah, sometimes things get a little bit confused. Now, as far as doing stunts go with the trucks, there is an element of in-air control, as you would expect with this sort of vehicle. You can go on the brakes, it will gradually tip the nose forward, you can go on the throttle, and that'll gradually lift the back of the truck. Well, we'll put the back of the truck down. And you do get a little bit of in-air wiggle room from side to side. Now this, I believe, is fairly accurate to how a monster truck would fly through the air. It does fly through the air. I don't know much about the full-size things. I know from my experience with remote control monster trucks, when they're in the air, throttle, you can get the nose to come up. Brake, you can get the nose to go down. I think it's to do with the air passing over the wheels or something along those lines. However, if you start using the left stick, you can start getting the truck to do silly things. Double front flips are, I wouldn't necessarily say easy, but double front flips, if you get the right sort of a ramp, are within the realms of possibility without too much work. And, well, it's a bit too easy to do some really crazy stuff. This is another mechanic. I was actually hoping I wasn't quite going to have this happen here, but never mind. If you're crashing your monster truck around a little bit too much, the wheel can pop off. I think I've mostly had rear wheels pop off. I presume any one of them can. Unfortunately, it is, I believe, well, I say unfortunately. It's not like it's something that you can have happen from one big wonky landing. It's something that's just over time abused the truck a little too much, and you will pay the price. Bugger, I didn't quite get that one landed how I wanted it to. I was going to try to do a big wheelie, but no, that's too much throttle. And there we go. Before I got rudely interrupted by a wheel falling off, yeah, sometimes some of the really crazy stunts are just a little bit I feel like using the left stick while in the air is almost cheating. As I said, double front flips are possible. If we can get it right, double backflips, I didn't get that one right in the slightest. Double backflips, even triple backflips are possible. It's a shame. I would say it's a shame. Yeah, it is a slightly more arcadey, of course, take on monster handling. I just feel like, yeah, there are times where it is a bit too straightforward to do utterly absurd things. Can we go? No, we're only going to get for the one here. Oh, never mind. We're going to go for the two as well. So, yeah, it's good to drive. It's good enough to drive. Sometimes the gearbox, I don't know if there's actually an option for a manual gearbox. Sometimes the gearbox that it comes with is a little on the wonky side, a little bit of a pain. Sometimes it's not quite where you want it to be. That would be helpful and all, but there you go. Sometimes the points don't track your stunts either unless they are perfectly in line with, well, whatever you were trying to get it to do. But on the whole, it's still fun enough. It's fun enough to just throw the truck around. It is fun enough to just drive the truck around, which is, at the end of the day, the important thing. Now, let's have a look at some game mode, shall we? We're going to go a quick play. There is a career mode where you go through and unlock all sorts of events. You'll unlock new stadiums and so on as you go through here, and I think the difficulty gradually ramps up as you make it through. There are a variety of different sort of game modes. You've got head-to-head, which we'll take a look at now, where you race against another truck. Circuit racer, we have multiple trucks racing around. There are only a couple of circuits, unfortunately. Rhythm is just like this, bouncing along basically rhythm sections with a monster truck, try and make that work. Waypoint is, different waypoints around a map. You've got to try and drive between it. These are the kind of things that you will perhaps be a little bit more used to with monster trucks. You've got freestyle. The two-wheel skills, I'm not quite sure how this... I've never quite understood how this one works. I think you basically get 2 combos and have to score as many many points from the combos as possible. Let's do the head-to-head. Now, I haven't got a few of the perhaps more interesting arenas, but I haven't got some of these arenas unlocked as of yet. But let's start with... perhaps my favourite of the ones that I have come across. Now, this is pretty nasty. It's pretty tough, but it does make it quite interesting. For me, Steel Titan difficulty is a little too tough. Hard is about right. If I make a mistake here, I'm in trouble. If I don't screw up at all, we should / could go on to take a victory. Monster trucks, the actual vehicles themselves, well, there is plenty of them. As I said, I don't know too much about monster trucks, but I suspect most of the famous ones are there. There are trucks that I recognise. There are plenty of trucks that I don't recognise, but there are trucks that, I do recognise. If you're a monster truck fan, there's a very good chance that your favourite one will be in here. They don't really drive differently to each other, because at the end of the day, a monster truck is... the actual basics of the thing are pretty similar between all of them. It's the body shell that sits on top that's perhaps the biggest kind of visual difference. And now you can upgrade these as you go along. I've been using Gravedigger and have that as fully modified as I can get it. You unlock these little points to upgrade your truck and unlock new trucks, etc. as you go through the career mode. Here we go. Let's go and do some racing. I'm hoping I'm not going to go out in the first round, because that would be foolish. That would be foolish of me. So I'm going to start one side of the arena. The truck we are racing against is across the other side. Loading times on this game are a little long, especially the initial load-up time. It takes a very long time to get it to a main menu. Not quite sure why. Loading into the races is on... It's not the worst loading time I've ever come across, but it does take a little while. So, yeah, this is that's fairly straightforward. Uh-oh, that's not where I needed to go. You know what I said about if I screw up? Yeah, that's screwed up. that's a... that was a test run. I'm going to claim... I just messed up my takeoff for the jump and ended up in it. I could have recovered it had I not been landing on an awkward surface as well. Right, now can we get through this, potentially? There are lots of hazards on this particular circuit. There are some very simple head-to-head ones that are literally just driving around in circles. Why am I keep wanting to wander over there? I literally drove around this before starting filming and everything was fine. I don't think I can recover from this quite so easily now. Yeah, we'll have one more go. Apparently I just can't get that lined up properly for the jump. I think that time I was going a bit more cautious up the ramp, and I think that's what then screwed me over, because I wasn't... maybe we just go full aggression. No, full aggression is going to end. I'll miss the jump again. Third time's the charm. Anyway, yeah. No, don't run over the car. That would be silly. Oh, there we go. Well, we are at least up and over there neatly on the first time of asking. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, it's not the most complicated of arenas, but this is, I guess, the ways these trucks run. Now, I don't know. I presume these are some of the real arenas. The vehicles head around. There's a whole bunch of different arenas that you can go to. So yeah, I presume this is based on the real arenas, the real sort of events that the trucks take part in. We've got cars to launch over. Now, you will notice as we go around here that there is an element of terrain destruction. The trucks leave big old trails through the dirt. Now, I thought for a little while that this was just purely kind of visual. I've seen it a few games. We have kind of a light visual terrain deformation. It's going to be a really bloody close race, I think, here. And while on the most part it doesn't really affect the driving, there is some changes. There's a couple of these circuits that are more, it's basically oval racing almost. We kind of drive around in a circle, and there's a couple of times when the first sort of lap you're fine, but these trucks are actually digging holes, or I say digging holes, digging paths, digging ruts. And it is possible, I came across in some sort of later stages, that if you run longer laps, it's actually possible to roll the trucks off of the ruts. On the most part, it's not something that will affect you. However, I was kind of surprised, and it makes it interesting. It makes these sort of races actually quite can be quite tough, can be quite nasty. You can cut the course up quite badly. You won't dig huge trenches. You know, we're not talking spin tyres levels, but if you hit one of these things wrong, you can roll the truck. So yeah, that is something to watch out for, to be minorly aware of. It'll probably only ever catch you out, you know, 1 in 20, 30 races perhaps, even if that, but it's a neat little feature. Vehicle destruction, I mean, that's kind of an important thing when it comes to monster trucks at the end of the day. Your vehicle can lose bodywork. You probably saw when I was messing around in that arena, the opening area, the free roam area. Yeah, bits of bodywork can fall off these trucks. There'll be bits of bodywork potentially flapping around depending on how you're driving. You're crashing into stuff, rolling the thing over. You can pretty much take off the entire body shell depending on how badly things are going in a freestyle event. Yeah, it is possible to lose most of the truck. Sadly, the vehicles you see around, they are destroyable. You can crush them to an extent, but it kind of, it's almost like they've got like pre-made levels of deformation. You just gradually squish them down into that particular shape. Oh, that's not where I needed to go. Ugh. I think I just about got away with it. We nearly landed in front of the truck we're racing. We have not got going very nicely there. Come on, don't waste too much time. Oh, and it's over, and I am done for. Damn it. Now, I don't know whether, I think I was going over anyway. Oh, I mean, I almost blocked the truck from getting across its finish line. I don't know whether I stuck my front wheel in the rut or whether I think I just got it slightly wrong on the landing, and there we go. Yeah, we just drove over this car, you'll see. You kind of crush it, but it's not exactly the most crazy damage on the wrecked vehicles. Oh, and I beans that one up entirely. But it's quite good. Those events are quite good fun. You get the difficulty. You get the difficulty right. I can't speak. Words are difficult apparently for me. But yeah, if you get it right, you can get some really very very good fun racing, and it's quite a different sort of racing with these things. Let's go to the freestyle events, because these are always interesting. Arenas, sure. You know, let's go to Anaheim. That looks like a massive arena. Sure, let's head out this way. I'll stick with Gravedigger, why not? Now, the idea of this is simple. The other side of the monster trucks, not just the racing, but you've got the freestyle, you've got to be doing stunts with the vehicles. Now, your main stunts, I guess, are front flips and back flips. There are plenty of other ways to gain points. There's these little tokens around the arena you can pick up to kind of keep your combo going. You'll notice probably in the lower left-hand corner there's a little bar that will keep track of your points as you're doing stunts and so on. We're going to go for... Whoa, that's one too many. That was perhaps one too many of the old flips there. Oh, carefully does it now. Yeah, so you got this little... You got the little thing down in the bottom corner. It'll keep track, and the bigger the combo, the more points you're going to be getting. So you want to try and chain your stunts together if you can. Now, if you want to go, let's say, all crazy with setting up specific routines, you're more than welcome to. I generally find just floundering around is pretty good. Oh, that was a bit of an over. Oh, all the bodywork's falling off again. Weird. Truck. That's not quite what I wanted to do, but I guess we're going to do this. Now, we can gain points for being on the back of the truck. The camera's got a little confused. Can I steer? Nope. There's a little bit of a falling over. It's all fine. I'm trying to keep the combo alive. Didn't quite work. I don't really know what I'm doing with a monster truck other than just kind of throwing it around. Oh, let's go for a front flip over there. Front flips are quite encouraged, it seems, on here. I didn't think that was... I didn't think that was the case. I remember watching that video of that first monster truck front flip. I thought they were pretty damn rare / near impossible to do. Yet they are quite easy on there. That's what I was saying about the physics. It does make it a touch easy in places to do crazy stuff. We have pretty much run... Oh, God, we're doing the spin cycle again, aren't we? Careful with all of that. And let's try and not roll off of there, preferably. Oh, and somehow the truck's still working. Oh, I've overcooked it. No, we're upside down. I have become Turtle Truck. Yeah, I spent quite a lot of my time upside down in this. Oh, what the... Well, I guess we're going this way again. I feel like that is my favourite stunt. That is my favourite stunt. I'm also not the best at, like, dealing with things when they're going wrong. Here we end... I think I end up making things considerably... Whoa, more worse? Definitely. Yeah, here we go. Hey! I don't think some bonus points are in order there for all of that stuff. I think. There are some points involved in that. That's how I end up doing freestyle. Flounder around wildly and hope for the best. It's not the greatest strategy. It's got me the points. It's got me the points. I've unlocked engine level upgrades on something. However, yeah, probably not the best. Shall we ever go to the circuit racing? I haven't actually seen what the circuit racing is like on the... Oh, that's actually not the circuit I wanted to do. Circuit racing... That's the one we wanted to do. Yeah, I've not tried this as a custom event with a high difficulty. I think you go through it in like the training stuff and whatnot, but well, we'll go and see what this one will bring. As far as conclusions with this game, I have fun with it. It is by no means perfect. There is some weird physics stuff goes on with it. Weird physics. It's not, as I said at the start, it's not an ultra-realistic monster truck simulator, and at times stuff is a little too easy to achieve. Big stunts and so on can be a little too straightforward. However, the trucks are not bad to drive. The trucks aren't horrendous to drive by any stretch of the imagination. We're going to plough into the back. Oh no, we're going to land on top of somebody. Yes, I forgot about this from the tutorials. The collision, the sort of the hitboxes between trucks. Admittedly, monster trucks never really supposed to race like this. I don't think the only sort of race I've ever seen them do are the sort of chase races, the one-on-ones that we were doing. But yeah, when you are racing in this sort of an event, it is kind of, if you end up trying to aerial overtake a monster truck, it doesn't really work. The hitboxes are a little funky. Try not to hit them in the air. Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna... I will probably not be able to do that good a overtake in a monster truck ever again. I think that's it. I think we have peaked as far as monster truck related racing and spectacularness goes. We managed to do a monster truck hat. We parked a monster truck on top of another monster truck. I mean, what more could you possibly want from a video game? Hello. That's also quite terrifying. I would like to point out there. Is that the dragon one? When you have that in the back of your third-person camera viewpoint, that is bloody terrifying. Oh, thank you for the assistance. Oh, maybe a little too much assistance was had there. Oh, just about got that back on the circuit. That was the first lap around here. Oh, stop nudging the back of my truck. Don't want to be spun in midair, preferably. You know, ideal situation is not being spun in midair. Now, here we go. Nicely does it. We'll get past the pirate again. Ready for... Whoa, a big dive up the inside. Have I overcooked it through there? Maybe a little bit. Where is the dragon? It is still behind us. Yeah, the AI aren't terrible for racing against. Certainly if you whack the difficulties up to the higher levels, you can get some half-decent competition. It seems out here that there is less typical. Oh, that's another really, really, really big... Stop landing on trucks, please. Please stop landing on trucks. There doesn't seem to be all that much terrain destruction going on around here, which would be the one place you'd perhaps expect to be the most significant, where there are 6 trucks running. I think there are 6 trucks running. Oh, bloody hell. We have got different camera angles. You have closer chase cameras. You can have cameras to the side, or you can go for first-person viewpoint if you really want to terrify yourself around. As I terrify yourself, you don't get much in the way of visibility from inside a monster truck. Oh, there we go. There is no mirrors. I don't know where the other truck is, wow, there's no looking back. I knew there was a truck somewhere around because it was nudging us. Yeah, first person, not the easiest of viewpoints to drive from, but it's cool that there's an option for it, certainly. We'll go back to the follower camera. Oh, they're going to try and fit around the outside. Now, if I'm going to be left alone just for long enough to go chase down the Northern Nightmare, and that would be good. That would be good. Right, we've got a decent start at least to this lap, managing to break a little bit clear of the other two trucks. Don't fall off the circuit. Yeah, I kind of wish there were a few more circuits. As I said, I know it's not what these are really used for and everything, but yeah, the actual circuit racing is pretty good fun. Now, if we can have a big dive through here. Was it this section coming up where we've kept landing on everybody? I think it is. So I think we've carried more speed across this jump here, which has always put us... Yeah, so they sort of slow down for that, as I'm just going for it. I'm sure there are places and times where slowing down to try and get into a better rhythm for a section somewhere would be helpful. On that particular jump, I feel like full power is the way to go. If in doubt, full power. If in doubt, full power, I think, is the way to go with the monster truck. That seems sensible enough. And there we go. We will come around these final couple of corners, and it will be a victory for me, hopefully, if I don't roll it heading towards... I mean, like any good game, you can roll over very, very easily, and I often end up throwing away easy races with a roll. No, not the time. Not the time. Truck, keep that wheel together. Just get it across the line. Get it across the line. The wheel's gone berserk. I didn't think like I'd done particularly silly things with that truck, but that was enough. Oh, bloody hell. That wasn't too fun. That wasn't too fun at all. Going on at the end there. Dastardly game. Let's head back to the free area. Anyway, yeah, as I said, I've enjoyed my time with this game. It has its flaws, and as far as would I recommend this game, I think I would. I would say perhaps if you are not the largest of monster truck fans, if you're looking at this and thinking, not sure I can quite forgive that physics, wait for the game to go on sale. There is certainly a lot of fun. I say there's certainly a lot of fun to be had with this. I sat down to play this the other day, just try, get a feel for the game, do a little bit of practice, get through the game and so on a little bit, and I ended up playing it for 2.5 hours, and that time absolutely flew by. And this is one of those games I could see myself. Well, yes, I do play a lot of video games. I don't necessarily get a lot of time to just play through games because, I've got recordings I need to do, games I need to learn, and all sorts of bits and pieces. And while I have no idea whether I'll have time to sit through this one, this is the sort of game I could easily see myself losing a good few hours in just to try and play through it. Because it's different. In many ways, this reminds me of a slightly different time, but back in the days of the PS2, the Xbox One, there were many different sorts of racing games out there. Nowadays, you kind of don't really get as many. You kind of get some very, very big budget ones, and that's almost it. There is the odd exception. You kind of get either massive budget ones or tiny indie games. You get some few things in between, but not very many. And I like that this, is something that is in the, in between. It is, yeah, it's fun to have a vehicle-related game about something different, with something we've not seen for a very long time, and have it be pretty damn well made. As I said, yeah, the physics occasionally freaks out from time to time, and it may not be quite as realistic as you would like. Case in point, that shouldn't be so easy. Oh, I wanted to land as a wheelie. Instead, we're going to do a backflip. For good luck. I love that in this game it is easier to do a backflip than it is to do a wheelie. Actually, try to get the truck to land in a wheelie, or to try to get the truck to do a wheelie, really difficult. Getting the truck to flip through the air, not so difficult. There we go. Yeah, I would recommend this game. If you are unsure about it, there's certainly plenty of entertainment value. It might be worthwhile waiting perhaps a little longer to pick it up. However, I don't think you will have a bad time with it necessarily. It's silly, a bit quirky, but plenty to do, plenty to explore, and just generally fun to mess around with monster trucks. So, there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.